We do have a doggo on stream. Right, there we go. We are good for the time being. Just I'll need to be sure to cut down webcams and reposition everything for next time because everything is going to be fucked for next time. And I just realized that I didn't undeafen the sound on SLBS, so no one's been able to hear you guys this entire time, but still. Here we
We were
are.
talking about you, chat. Was proper slacking
We
you off.
are. Yeah, they were talking mad shit about all of you. Anyway, we are here. We are live. We are ready to go. Before we get started, I don't think there's any issues for next week. So there's no plans for like going away or anything like that, is there?
Nope.
Oh, I'll be back home.
Yeah, because this is just a one-off for you, Adam, right?
I'm in a house in the Devonshire countryside currently.
Cool. Well, I hope you enjoy your time there, and I'm surprised you're actually wanting to play some D&D with us in the meantime. But anyway, we shall continue on, and future me can, like, I don't know, cut all this bullshit out from the...
future you is also lazy.
Future me is also very lazy, as is past and present me, because I'm very lazy. But hopefully future me will cut this down to the point where, we just get into the game instead of dealing with all this editing bullshit. Anyway, the last time we played, as you guys may or may not remember, you had recently made your way from Whitestone down past the Turst Fields, as you were looking to find the demon that went by the name Trogdoran to discover if his steel predators were the ones that had afflicted Jakar with the ailment that seemed to be afflicting him as you'd spent your time in the Silverdrake Keep. Upon attempting to use his name, which you later found out it wasn't actually his name, but attempting to use his name to control him, he sicked all of his steel predators upon you. After a grueling initial fight, you retreated out of the cave into the Mordenkinning's magnificent mansion that had been set up about an hour beforehand. You had a long rest, you recuperated, you set up a plan of action, you went out, you then massacred all of the steel predators, including Spike. And that is actually where we left off. So you are just outside the shimmering open portal of the magnificent mansion. You have the corpses of some of the steel predators before you, one of which had been essentially turned to mush as it was pressed up against the magnificent mansion and almost compressed down into nothingness by the forces of it. Its blood, guts, and gore, well, nowhere to be seen.
Soup.
You can assume it's soup, but you don't know where it is.
Probably certain people it's soup.
But yeah, you guys are just outside the cave. What would you guys like to do?
Still demon in there.
He may have teleported away. So anyway, question. Now we're all out of the thick of it. Do we rest? We might have some more time in the mansion. Or should we go investigate this cave to see if we can find any leads on tracking down that demon?
There's how many hours left on the mansion, DM?
So there was 23 when you guys, when you guys went in, so then minus 8, so 15. I'd say about 14 hours left.
Okay. Well, we can always that's gonna still stay up, so if we want to go investigate we can, and if shit happens we just run back.
Okay, looking at my companions, how does everybody look? Are they battered and bloody?
Excellent question.
I'm okay.
Have
D&D.
have I turned back into me now, or am I
And
still a?
I'd
T-Rex?
say at this point you'd the polymorph like I mean I would assume, Corlina, that once combat had ended, you would drop your polymorph so that you don't have a T-Rex
Yeah.
rampaging around.
Yeah, because T-Rexes go where there's food, and we probably look like food.
I hate to admit it, but the beating I've taken, if I were to take again, would probably just kill me.
I don't have any.
Different food. And the guy's going to try and lick some of the squished monster off the mansion portal.
The soup that you assume the Steel Predator has turned into is not there.
Oh,
You saw it kind of like from Alien 3, or no, not Alien 3, Alien Resurrection. Like the alien getting sucked out of the tiny little like bullet hole in the from pressure into non-pressurized vacuum. It just got sucked through into some location before just getting squelched out through into nothingness. It ceased to exist, but you could assume it got turned into soup.
DM, I'm going to lay on hands myself for 70 HP.
I believe you'd already done that because according to your character sheet, you're at 63 HP. So I'm pretty sure, and you did have to go and click through lay on hands like minus 70 the last time. So you definitely did your lay on hands.
Instead, then, going to stand at the entrance of the cave and cast Divine Sense to see if there's anything lurking in there that might be in there.
You're using your Divine Sense. Cool.
Yeah.
I will say that don't expend anything just now because you know that the pathway into the cave, you won't have a straight shot into the cave itself because there is a little corner that you have to go around, and the wording of Divine Sense is anything that's not behind total cover. So if you use it now, I could be a dick and say you don't sense anything, and then you all go waltzing in, and there's like 20 Steel Predators waiting for you.
Well, that would be my own fault for not considering the layout of the cave.
That is, I mean, you can't see the layout of the cave at the moment, so I'm not going to be that much of an arsehole to you.
Or you could just go one evil thing, and it's like a really angry caterpillar in the forest that has nothing to do with us.
I mean, yeah, I could do that as well, but I mean, it
It's
only
the
picks
most
it only
evil
picks
being.
up Celestials, Celestials, Fiends, and Undead, and anything afflicted by the Hallowed spell.
A hallowed centipede.
I mean, maybe. I don't even know what Hallowed does. I'm going to have to take a look at that.
okay. If we're going to check out that cave, I don't have many spells left, but I could make us all invisible and...
I'm just concerned that if we go in there and there's another 4 Steel Predators waiting for us, we won't survive the experience.
I mean, we have a scout.
I'm just saying that Sir Barkley would make a wonderful scout.
Do your thing.
All right. So as Barclay like reappears and like sets down on your shoulder, like, you are going to send me into the unknown spooky cave where there may be demons and other nasty things waiting for me to potentially die. Again.
I mean, I asked you first instead of Nestari.
That may be true, but you're still sending me into that nasty, spooky cave to potentially die.
Yeah.
Again.
Off you go, then.
I mean,
Okay, well, if you want to come with us, then sure, I'll go in with you.
No, stay here. I will go.
If it helps, I could turn you invisible. Would that make you feel better?
You can't understand Primordial, can you?
Oh no, I can't.
You can't. No, you don't understand Primordial. You don't know what he's saying.
I'm not able to guess from his sort of tone of voice when she's asking him to go in the cave.
She's speaking to him back in Primordial, so you don't understand a fucking thing.
Oh, okay.
I will allow you give me a flat intelligence check. So C exclamation point C space int or intel.
Yeah,
Intel.
You know, Stephanie isn't good at intelligence checks.
You never know. You might be something good. Three. 13. Based off of you again, you have no idea what the fuck they're saying, but based off of Coralina's tone of sounds, I'll say, because it's not really a spoken language so much as it is
I
a
was gonna say proper nouns still carry through.
yeah,
languages.
proper nouns still carry through. So like names and places will still will translate through as the name and place. Like Neftari, there's no Orin translation for Neftari. It's just Neftari, but it's mainly just like clicks and whistles that is Orin. It's not really a spoken verbal language. So for the most part, you can kind of understand. You can kind of tell there's a bit of. I'd say she's been a bit antagonistic towards Barclay. You can tell that she's kind of trying to drive a point across to him. But other than that, you can't really tell much else. Anyway, very begrudgingly, Barclay hops off your shoulder, Carolina, flies in through the cave. You hear the fluttering of his wings echo throughout the cave as he flies straight in and then dips out of sight to the left. And he's there for about 2 minutes before you get a telepathic message, Corleona. It's empty. I do not know if there are any demons invisible or any of those weird metal things hiding in the shadows, or if anything's going to jump out and scare you and say boo. But no, there's nothing here.
Okay, I can come back now.
A couple of moments later, you hear the fluttering of wings once again as Barclay soars out of the cave and lands back on your shoulder.
If you want to wait in the mansion, you
I will stay here.
okay. He says it's empty, so we can go in.
And of course, Victorious, you're well aware of everything that's been said between the two, since you do actually speak Primordial.
Okay, let's rob everything that looks like it's worth something. And everything that looks like it's not worth something just looks cool.
They're literally right here on the logic.
Well, we
Knowledge.
may as well try and entice our demonish friend back into the cave. He's surely going to have to come back at some point.
Why don't we set a trap for him? Does anyone have elaborate traps? Or maybe a
No.
portal, which when he teleports from his own portal, he goes straight into another portal and ends up somewhere silly. Like hell. Sorry, that was very outburstish as me, very uncharacteristic. I do apologize. I should get very angry about
I
demons
don't have
sometimes.
any portals to hell.
They have your name, so we could do with one. Neftari, do you have a portal to hell? Vic?
Sadly, no.
Something we should work on.
I'd rather have to learn some sort of spell that gives me some sort of portal. Let's just rob the place. Come on.
Honestly, I'm actually with Neftari on this one. I normally opposed to the theft of items, even for people we've killed, but he's not a nice man. He has your name. Maybe there's something we
I
can use.
mean-
Maybe he left his name scribbled on a note somewhere.
I highly doubt that, but however, he had research, and any scholar worth their weight in salt keeps notes.
What do demons eat anyway? Do you reckon it's got a murder in there?
I don't know. What do I know what demons eat?
From your research, Temple, most demons eat people.
Tari, most demons eat people. I like this.
Okay. The guy's eyes brightened.
Holding.
I do worry sometimes. You do like to eat a lot of creatures. I hope you haven't tried people.
No.
Here. Have a lick. I'm going to gesture my elbow towards Neftari.
Hello.
Have a lick.
Yes, Neftari has a lick. I'm not sure you.
DM, a reminder that Temple rarely cleans.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Neftari, are you going to lick Temple's elbow?
I'm heading inside the cave.
I assume there's demon blood all over it. Or not demon blood, there's the blood from the creatures, the sticky black goo.
Yeah, the black viscous liquid that was flowing from their open wounds.
Coralina, where are you
among
going?
other
Would you
things.
like to taste?
I'm going in the cave. I don't want to deal with this.
Oh, I'm not going to let you go in there alone.
I
Sorry,
Vic is
sorry,
going
too
with
late.
me.
Okay, so
Probably.
Carolina and Temple are making their way into the cave. Victorilus, Neftari, you guys following behind?
Oh yeah, if he thinks they're going to get to the valuables before he does.
Yeah, I'm going to follow him in cautiously. I'll keep my eyes peeled.
DM, any furniture?
Alright.
Any furniture, DM?
You'll find out in Uno Momento.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
As I drag you guys back over to the cave map.
Come on, everybody. Come on, off we go. Hold on. Let me just peek around this corner. I'd
It's
like
empty.
to cast.
Barkley said it was empty.
I just being sure. I'd like to cast Divine Sense to see if I can detect any evil presence that's not behind cover within this room, please.
Not behind total cover within the room. As you expend one of your uses of Divine Sense, there is nothing.
All right, I'm pretty sure we're clear. I never did to do looting. Someone's going to have to teach me how to do looting. Frost Giant's Great Axe. I'm going to smash this table.
No.
Oh, okay.
If you're not going to stop, then I mean, I was going to say you could roll an attack.
I was about to, but now I'm very interested by this steel predator that's been half built. I'm going to get a good look at it. With my Frost Giant Great Axe ready.
Victorilus, do you have access to the Roll20 and everything, yeah?
I've got roll 20. I just can't get on my D&D Beyond at the moment.
Okay, cool. Just making sure because we're back onto the old battle map, so you'll have access to your token and move around and shit like that.
Yeah, we're at the table already.
So, taking a look, who's actually taking a look at the like half-built steel predator?
I'm gonna lift this leg that's closest to me and get a good look. If I can see innards, I'm very interested in that.
I mean, when you said lift its leg, my mind went to a completely different place. But all right,
But,
go ahead.
hey,
Go ahead.
Hey, you want to
and,
describe what's there? That's fine, because Temple doesn't consider these things.
go
mind.
ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
Cool. These are big fellows.
I'm going to have a look inside some of the pieces. Particularly, I'm going to look see if there's anything that looks like gold or platinum armor.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check as well, please, then, Neftari. On your 11 Temple, the viscous black liquid seems to be some kind of... It has the same kind of consistency as oil.
There's
But-
some in this one that's half built.
Yes. It has the same kind of consistency as oil. It seems like it's a kind of a almost like a power source. Like, so you can see that there are parts within the creature that are missing, that are either that haven't been constructed or are just not here. Perhaps Trog was waiting to have them, like, to build the other parts, or maybe perhaps they'd be delivered for him. You don't know. But it seems that, like, almost like the heart of this creature hasn't been installed to actually get this fluid moving. Kind of like how our hearts pump blood through our body. You can assume, or well, at least the hearts of other humanoids that need blood, it pumps blood through their bodies, since you don't really have a heart or blood. That sounded a lot worse. Sounded a lot better in my head.
Neftari, this seems to be some sort of machine. This black inky stuff, as we've already established, it's possibly blood. I wouldn't suggest trying it, but do you have any vials? Perhaps you could take a sample. In the meantime, I'm going to check for venom or something on its teeth.
And Neftari, did you just...
I tasted this stuff last time. It's horrible. It's not worth eating.
Yeah, I was about to say, you'd had it at the farmhouse. You'd tasted it before.
It would be worth getting a sample, though, if anything, for our Dragonborn friend back at the flat. I don't know why.
Back at flat.
I'll do a kit somewhere. There's probably some vials in there. I'll look for his sack and see what I can.
I'm going to check its teeth now for venom.
Go ahead and roll me another investigation check. And yes, Coralina, what were we going to say there?
I was actually checking out the circle over here.
The circle, you can go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
All right.
While you're rolling that, Temple, on your 17, as you look through the creature, the head actually seems to be a little bit differently designed from the ones that you'd fought previously. The head seems to be a bit more angular, rounded at certain places. The teeth are... There's fewer teeth in its maw, two larger fangs, like kind of like the canine teeth. And on the 17, on close inspection, you can see that the tips of the fangs have been whittled down, and there does look to be some kind of vent within the teeth, almost like it was designed to inject some kind of venom or fluid into its target.
I would try and writhe that fang if I can. Is it big enough for me to get my hand around?
Yes, very much so.
I want to try and coax some venom out of it, if that's possible.
For that...
Well, and is there anywhere in its underjaw that might suggest venom is kept somewhere there?
There doesn't seem to be kind of like a venom sac, like somewhere that the venom is stored, as far as you can tell. I would need you to go ahead and roll me to coax this out. I'd say it'd be a sleight of hand check.
I think I've ever done one of them.
Natural 20. As you you coax the you try and ride the fang to coax some potential venomous fluid out from the vent at the tip of the fang, and it doesn't seem to work for the longest time, but you continue to work on it as your companions are doing their own investigation around you, and eventually it's very minute, but a very, very small, like almost pinprick amount of a like emerald green fluid drips onto your finger from this fang. It's like how... Well, no, I wouldn't say pinprick. I'd say it's about the size of a Q-tip. You know, like a cotton bud.
Okay, like a teardrop dollop.
Yeah, essentially, it's basically like a teardrop, like a very, very small amount that just drops onto your finger.
Neftari,
Yeah.
No drink, no drink, no drink. Smell. This is the venom from the creature, I think. This could be what got Jakar, if these are indeed the same creatures. Would you mind having a smell? Can you tell me, is that what this is? Does it smell like Jakar? I don't know.
Sniff it. And,
Just a sniff, be careful. This is probably dangerous. I understand venom has to get into the blood, but I wouldn't risk drinking it anyway.
Just, I've still got wild shape, so can I change into a canine of some sort and then sniff it? Because that
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Laugh from Barkley.
I will.
I did not hear that in the slightest.
I say cue condescending bird chuckle.
Bird
He is a
chuckle
thick
from.
canine.
He is a stupid dog. Ha. But no, yes, you wild shape into a dog of your choice, whichever breed you want to be. You can be
white wolf.
white wolf. Technically not a dog then, but yeah, you become a wolf. You become a wolf. You going to sniff the fluid?
Oh, no, I'm very good with animals.
Right.
Just a
Give
smell,
it a
no
sniff.
licking.
Picks up as something that that's never actually been, that you've never smelled before in any wild, like your own form or any wild shape. You don't really know what this fluid can do. It doesn't smell familiar, doesn't, like, there's no similarity between it and like the kind of off scent with Jakar when you last saw them.
Okay, I'm then going to search the rest of the room for any more of this scent.
Coralina, while you're looking at your portal, do you have any experience with alchemical fluids?
I am not the sibling that does alchemy.
Oh, I don't know if this would be enough to really get an analysis or a perhaps reverse engineered compound.
In
put it
the
in the
meantime,
vial.
though, Neftari, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. This will actually, hold on, actually, before you do that, let me see what modifier you're going to be doing
I
here.
just rolled it. I rolled quite high.
Yeah, but that's your own modifier. You're going to be doing using a wolf modifier here. Investigation is intelligence, right? Yes. So roll me a d20 minus 4. And a minus 1. No. Say that again.
Try for 19 and roll it first.
And no, because I asked you to roll, but I was going to say I need you, like I'd said, hold on because I needed to check something because you were going to roll it with the wolf stats. You rolled it anyway. And now I made you re-roll as the wolf. That's the way it goes. I'm afraid you use your wild shape stats. You don't use your own. That's the way it works. I'm afraid. So you mathematically rolled a minus 1.
I did not know that was possible.
It is very much possible.
Is that less than a natural 1?
No, natural 1 is still worse than anything because technically you rolled a 3.
I mean, to be fair, there's probably a lot of other smells going on here.
There is. There's smells like the smell of the oily, like viscous liquid that's on Temple, coaxed with all the other blood that's still on his metal form that hasn't been washed in ages. There's the smells of Victorlus and Coralina. There's the smells of the cave, the damp, the air that's flowing through, the demons, all that was in this area. Several stuff that's scattered all over the table. There's a lot here, and you're not able to really pick up any defined thing. And before anyone says anything, however, I will point this out: that keen hearing and smell for a wolf is on perception checks, not investigation checks, before anyone argues. I'm just going to point that out in my own defense, because I know someone would try and not you guys, but probably one of you guys on the YouTubes and Twitch would probably try and call me out on that. So no. Anyway, Coralina, what was your Arcana check? It was about 22.
A 22.
Cool. Before I get to you, Victoris, is there anything in particular that you're doing while you're stood in the middle of nowhere with a yellow dot on you for some reason? I don't know why.
I'm basically just keeping an eye on all the corners of the cave, trying to see if there's anything still remaining in here or moving.
Or moving. So you're just being alert for any potential threat, yeah?
Yeah, given that, my next attention would probably be to the circles on the ground, probably where Coralina is at the moment.
All right, cool. Good to know. Coralina, on your Arcana 22, these are teleportation circles. You do have the seven runes are scratched down on like the teleportation circle, so you can copy them if you wish. You don't know where they go, of course, but you can copy them down and potentially use them for future.
Yeah, I'll copy him down.
On the 22, I will say that if you actually check both circles, there's only a 1 rune difference between the two of them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was planning to go to the other one anyway.
So on the 22, I'll give
my
you
first day.
that for free. Yeah, there's only like a 1 rune difference between the two circles, and as far as you can tell, I mean, they're not written in a like it's normally like draconic or elvish that a teleportation runes are engraved in or chalked in. This is in a language you do not understand.
I'll ritual cast comprehensions.
All right. 10 minutes go by. You understand that these runes have been scratched in abyssal. So, and I will say on the 22 and your passively with your 25 passive investigation, you could assume that these two circles that you've got here may actually cross the planes and take you into the abyss if you were to use them. May. You're not 100% sure, but, you know, abyssal runes, demons, very high likelihood is going to take you to the abyss.
Okay. I will, after I'm done with one circle, walk on over to the other circle, copy down the runes for there as well.
Mm-hmm.
These could be useful.
How's your research going over there, Coralina?
Well, given if I'm right, and there's a good chance I am, these two here, the one over there and one over here, they could probably both lead to the abyss and cross the plains potentially.
Are these reusable codes? I'm sort of shouting over from where I am.
Possibly. Although I don't think you want me using them. We have no idea where they'll go.
Do you have any idea, Carolina, why there would be 2 circles in here? What's the similarity or differences between the two?
There's only 1 rune difference between the two of them. So, are there levels of the abyss?
Go ahead and I'll say Coralina, Victoris, and Temple, you guys can all go ahead and roll me intelligence check, or no, history checks for this. Neftari, you're still no wolf, so I'll have to exclude you from this check, I'm afraid.
He's probably still got his nose to the ground.
Who's a good boy?
Just sniffing around.
Right. So we have a, a 2 plus 10, a 10 plus 2 for 2 12s. That's great. You guys are polar opposites. And a 5. No, it's no. You actually all make the check. All make the check. Like it's not difficult to know basic knowledge, especially at Temple with your basic research on demons and demonic entities, and just through stories and such. There aren't multiple levels to the Abyss. There are different regions to the Abyss, which are controlled by different demon lords. It is just all one large plane. It is the hells, the infernal hells that have different levels. There's the 9 levels of hells. But the Abyss is just one large plane.
Well, if it does cross the plains, maybe it's a more specific location versus just a general location. I mean, because I can take us to the Orn Plain, for example, no problem. But however, I can specifically, within the Orn Plain, take us to my house, for example. It could be something like that.
I was hoping it would be something a little bit more useful, but if they both go to the Abyss, what's the likelihood that one goes in, one goes out?
I'm not sure, but the demon did specifically go into the green one.
I mean, there's only a 1 room difference, and I don't think teleportation circles can work both ways.
They can.
Should
So
we
they're really
damage
Really
it to prevent him coming back here, or given that we can use our rune at any time?
I mean, if he does pop back here, he does have to either create a new circle, which is quite a bear to do. It could be beneficial to scuff this out.
Taylor walks over to one of the circles and cocks a red.
It's probably going to.
Speaking of teleportation circles, while our good friend relieves himself, would you mind helping me look through this table for notes and maybe looking at these vials? I don't know what I'm looking at here, and given that I'm not too alchemically minded, I was just thinking it would be really useful if we could get all of this, Steel Predator half-built included, over to the Silver Drake Keep. Then their alchemical minds could take a look and maybe learn something that I couldn't. Maybe get more of this venom. And then, in addition, maybe these weapons, they are not demons themselves, but they are controllable. Maybe it's possible to engineer our own, but aren't under strict contracts or demonic evil.
I mean, yeah, I can give things a look. I'm not alchemically inclined, but if we can get it back to Silver Drake, I mean that could work.
Would it be? And this is probably overstepping my mark, Lady Coralina. But would it be possible to contact the scientifically minded of your sisters? This seems like something that they would go well out of their way just to get a look at. Never mind study.
I'm sorry, but the mere mention of sister and the look on Kayla's face just went. Just a look of utter rage on her face for just a second. That was great. I'm sorry. Please continue.
The color of your face is changing. Are you all right, Shake?
I am fine.
Unless you know someone more.
I've been meaning to pick up a spell to do so anyway. Next time we're in a town, I could possibly do that. I mean, just looking over the Steel Predator half built, I'm sure Nefel would have a field day with this.
I found venom on its fangs, and this one seems to be constructed differently than the others. I don't think it's a matter of its construction not being finished. It's a different creature with fangs as opposed to teeth, like a dog's teeth, more like a centipede's fangs. I think this could be the alternate version that causes poison, and if that's the case, this could save Jakar's life. So have we got some way of moving this there? A bag?
I mean, yeah, a bag. How big is this steel predator, DM?
It's the size up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a large creature. So it is a 2x2. How are you trying to how are you wanting to try and transport it?
I don't know, but let me have a look at. I don't know how we'd get it back to the thing. That's one thing, as well as the notes and the alchemical stuff.
I mean,
But-
getting it back is gonna be no problem whatsoever. It's just how we want to transport it.
I wouldn't have any trouble carrying it either, seeing as if I remember the wording correctly, if I were to lift this, it would count. I would count as the size bigger in terms of carrying, so I wouldn't be at disadvantage in doing that.
Yes, that's correct. You're able to lift things. You count as a one size higher for lifting.
So I don't get the
Carrying, pushing,
disadvantage for doing that, basically.
I
Where
would
is
be
it?
able to get it there, but I would have to rest first. Because one, I don't have the spell slots to do so. Two, I also need a spell available to do so. I
Well, did-
switched out before we took on the predators again and went for more offensive spell capabilities versus
In-
utility.
Victoralis, do you have any ideas? Are you saying something?
Wondering whether we can just disassemble it.
But if we did that incorrectly, we might cause severe problems. What if we get what's here into the mansion so that it's safe while we rest? Because if I was a cunning demon, I'd come back and get my stuff, and
Well,
then
yeah, any
move
researcher
it out
will
of the
come back
mansion.
and get their notes.
Oh yes, which is why I think we should move this big old table to the cave, out into the mansion, have a rest for as long as we're permitted to do so, and
Well,
then
we only
make
need the
our way
predator
back?
in the notes, yeah.
Yes, and whatever in these vials might be important too.
I take off my bag and just open it. Just
Temple,
put
before
the
you-
small things in here.
Before you
Um,
touch anything,
what else is on the table, DM? And how many cocks are we going
Hold
to need
on.
for these?
Hold on, Victoralis. What are you trying to say there?
Temple, before you touch anything, do you think that venom, as you describe it, is of significance, and perhaps we should try and preserve it?
I do, which is why I think we should bring the whole steel predator. I mean, I got only this much out of a really good wrangling of its fang. Presumably, there may be just as much in the other fang, or perhaps because it's not constructed, it's not producing as much of it as it otherwise should. Although it's my understanding that venoms aren't required in large quantity. Do you have a way of? And I'm just pointing my finger at Vic now, just right in his face. Do you have a way of storing this?
Maybe I do.
Okay, I changed back into Neftari. Look, I've got an alchemist kit just here. There's all sorts of little containers and stuff for.
You would be able to
assumed-
use. Yeah, you would be able to use an alchemist kit to there will be small vials that you could use to store the venom for transportation for inspection later on.
I'm gonna gather up the papers. Based on my own knowledge, does anything stand out on those papers? Do they look like diagrams, chemistry stuff? Like, the intention is to take it to Jakar, but is it Jakar?
Yeah, it would be Jakar or potentially anyone back in Silverdrake may be able to help you in the investigation as to whether these predators are actually the cause behind everything. Passively, you are able to find a few journals and notepads. Some are depicting diagrams of the internal workings and how these predators would be assembled and constructed. Some things are written in what you can assume to be abyssal, so you won't be able to read it all now. Even with your comprehend languages, Coralina, so much of it is in Abyssal that it would take you a long time to be able to translate it all and read it all.
Mhm.
He seemed to be a
Not
bit
an Argos
paranoid.
catalog, but it looks like what it should be.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like a proper journal. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, this part is like I got this thing from this place at this time, and this is how much of it you need for exactly this, and this is what it does. And no, it's just like very rough diagrams and sketches of everything, and minor details of like testing compound A on exhibit B results in this thing happening and stuff like that. It's very vague for what you can read that is in common, but the rest of it you're unsure of.
Is Nethari still urinating on one of these?
No, he did just say he just turned back to himself.
Nethari, did you do that? I'm going to point to the circle that just urinated on.
Uh-huh.
And no. As you're like and smile and look down, like if all of you are glancing down at the puddle of piss that's on the teleportation circle, you all notice that it's now glowing.
I've just thought it'd be funny if it teleports back and it's stood in the puddle.
In fact,
Yeah.
both of the teleportation circles are glowing.
Well, that's not good.
quickly grab the steel predator and run.
Give us a shit you can run!
Coralina, put these papers in your bag, quick.
Yep, papers in the bag. Even at the running, there's like there's like, you know, there's like one transposition and like, let's see, and then like one more misty step just to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what everyone else's assumption is, but I'm assuming more steel predators, so I'm gonna try and grab this one and cheese it out the cave.
All right, cool. For that, Temple, I'm going to need you to roll me a strength check. 26, yeah, you're able to heft the predator onto your back, carry as much of it as you can, and your movement speed is going to be halved because of this, so you're only going to be able to move 15 feet per 6 seconds, essentially. But you can start shifting this predator away now, if you would like to.
15.
As you guys begin making your exit, you do notice that the two circles go from a very dull glow to quite a bright reddish crimson looking glow.
I'm just moving half as fast as Coralina is right now.
Use a cantrip to create a bonfire on one of the circles.
Clever.
Yeah, you may do so.
Is anyone else moving, or have Vic and Neftari just forgot to move the tokens? Because we're cheesing it right now.
I'm grabbing as much stuff as I can carry. Or just, a couple of handfuls of stuff.
Given that
Including
I've
it if
the area as best I can, does it look like anywhere that I could make myself invisible in here?
Invisible, not so much.
I could make him invisible.
You could remain hidden behind the pillars, and as long as you keep moving, like trying to predictively move so that they don't walk into you. Like if whatever is coming through, like if they begin looking for you, or if you're trying to keep an eye on them, potentially, but completely invisible to whoever it may be. And there's no guarantee.
Given that quick assessment, realise it's not worth the risk, and I'm going to start belting it out there too.
All right. As you, in perfect timing, actually, as you begin moving, Victorious, just behind you there is a dull flash. Sorry, give me 1 second. I need to check something here. Hey, my dice tray. I actually need it now. Yay. You hear a light yelp of something behind you before in the peripheral of your vision what looks to be two more steel predators have popped out of the portals and begin patrolling around looking for potential threats as you guys have made your way out of the tunnel. Neftari and Victorious, because you guys were lagging behind, go ahead and roll me stealth checks. Because I'm assuming you're both wanting to get out without being spotted by the predators.
Yes, indeed.
I'm just kind of curious to see what we're going to come through the portal.
Mm.
It was just
Alright, 15 and a 23. Alright. As you guys are making your way down, glancing over your shoulder, doesn't seem like they've noticed you. And with that, we are...
Gotta continue belting it out there then.
Yeah, with that, we will shift you over to here. I will quickly... Come on, Chrome, please work. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to... first off, delete the wall of fire, and you guys will essentially be like just outside of the cave here. So,
Coralina, when we leave this portal, are you going to be able to teleport us away if there are steel predators waiting for us again?
Yes, if you delay them for like a minute, because I have to actually write down the runes and throw us back to Silverdrake.
Let's just hope that they don't plan on doing that then. Just heading towards no delay, straight to the portal.
it's ridiculous just to assume they wouldn't be out here waiting for us when we get back. If that demon comes back, and I mean, how much of his stuff did we get? Did we get all his notes? And
you managed, like, in the time that you guys had, you managed to scoop up as much of the notes as possible. Probably a few loose pages left behind here and there because it wasn't a rush. Temple was able to pick up and drag the partially constructed body of a steel predator. So you did manage to get quite a lot of what you needed.
We didn't get any of the chemicals, though.
No, Carolina did say that she was scooping up the vials and stuff into the bag because she does have a bag of holding. So yeah, you would have gotten all of the alchemical stuff as well into the bag of holding as well.
Oh, I just thought of a great idea for a character as a mouth of holding. Great, Warforged mouth of holding. Keep that pinned.
That's just a pelican.
Yeah, just a Kirby.
All right, as you guys are making your way through.
If you can find
you're taking your time, so I am going to find.
Vic.
As you guys book it, yeah, I'm not going to have you roll initiative. This basically was me saying, move your arses. The two steel predators begin bounding out of the cave, looking around, spotting both Victorious and Neftari, whom they actually did perceive before you guys left the cave. And I'm assuming you guys are actually going to jump into the portal to the Magnificent Mansion?
Yeah, I just want to check as I'm about to do so. Do these two steel predators look identical to the ones we fought, or the one that was on the table?
Look identical to the ones you fought.
One of them have wet feet.
I will actually say here, Victorious, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. And just before you jump into the portal for the Magnificent Mansion. And yes, Nithari, one of them does look to have a wet, look like it has a wet foot.
I'll wink at that one before jumping in.
15. No, they just look very similar to the ones that you'd already fought. And with that, bop you back over to the world map as you guys hop into the Magnificent Mansion. Still have a good 14 hours left on it, so you will have enough time to get yourself a nice long rest. Recoup from the night before.
Do some light reading.
Do some light reading, yes.
We have a way to communicate back to Silver Drake. Can we message
Unless
him
you guys
now?
have a way, I don't.
This stuff's going to be most useful in their hands.
I can physically take us back, and then throw us back over here. Preferably not here, but Whitestone. That's the other one I have. But other than that, I think that's gonna be our best bet. However,
we were going to go to Whitestone anyway, due to some unfinished business. Maybe that is the best course of action.
Yeah, except we took one step out of this mansion in the morning, and they're going to be waiting for us again. Did you see how pissed that one was?
yeah, I'll need 1 minute to cast. So,
And you can't create a teleportation circle inside the mansion.
that's actually the question I'm fixing to ask the DM, actually.
Let's take a look at Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion and find out. Any creature you designate when you cast a spell can enter the extra dimensional dwelling as long as the portal remains open. You can open or close the portal if you're within 30 feet of it. While closed, the portal is invisible. Beyond the portal is a magnificent foyer with numerous chambers beyond. The atmosphere is clean, fresh, and warm. It doesn't actually say anything about not being able to, but what I will say is this: because it's an extra dimensional space,
It's not connected.
it's a place between the planes, so the weave is temperamental. You will essentially have a 50% chance of the spell just failing.
What about with plane shift?
With plane shift, no, it'll still be the same thing. Like, you'll be able to attempt the plane shift, but you'll like if you rest, stay in the Magnificent Mansion, then try and plane shift, there will be a 50-50, like a 50% chance of the spell just flat out not working.
Okay, so
Essentially,
could
what it
work,
is
could not.
like the weave. Like, you can manipulate the weave, but it's almost like it's imagine like a TV with like a weak signal. Like the picture will fade in and out of like between the static backdrop as you get a signal and lose the signal. It's kind of like that. You can manipulate the weave, you can cast spells, but it's like there is a chance where you may begin casting a spell and you might just be about to release it and then suddenly just gone, fizzles out completely.
Well, Okay, so let me ask you this then. Plane shift it only takes an action to do.
Mm-hmm.
Can it basically functions like a teleportation circle, but much longer range. Could
Mm-hmm.
I plane shift within a plane, like with along in the same plane?
Yes.
So there we go.
Technically
We have our
speaking.
answer.
Mm,
I'll have to
But
plane shift then.
but remember with plane shift,
I have to have the attuned forked rod, which I have.
or the sigil of the teleportation circle.
I have the rune code. I have the rune code for it. For Silver Drake, I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're like because you don't have the forked metal rod for the prime material, so you would need the rune code for
So that would mean that we need a distraction for a minute if these steel predators are still around when we hop out of here.
What we did last time we left was we could perform the initial casting before we left, and then you could do it as your action the moment you stepped out. So we would actually only need to keep you safe for 110.
Yeah, no, I think she needs to draw a circle on physically on the ground with the codes on
Yep.
it.
I could help. but then
Like I
could
said,
also-
like I
I'm
said,
getting
with the whole
deja vu.
and like I said, with the whole having to write out everything, I just need a distraction for 1 minute.
It could be worse than that even. Two more of them creatures seem to appear. We don't know where that demon is. He could be back in hell right now, summoning more and more of them from all ends of the various planes.
Yeah,
And if he sold a lot of them, he might be calling in some favors on the contract as well. That was part of the contract that should he ever need a signatory, they would have to come to his aid, and there could be all sorts of nasty people out there.
The way I
Yep.
see it, after, 14 hours, this mansion disappears,
Mhm.
whatever happens. So,
Yeah.
we either run for it, trying to carry all this stuff with us, or we come up with another solution. Either way, we're going to be out of this mansion at some point.
Well, I mean, those newer steel predators just came out. They don't know necessarily what they're looking for. They're just looking for threats, right?
I don't know what level of control our demon has over these creatures. For all we know, the programming and need to serve him is a telepathic link or something programmed. At least
He
without
lost control of it in the past, though, didn't he? And it was attacking the farm animals.
Yeah, he was they were attacking farm animals.
There's no reason to believe anything he said, though. He said he'd lost control of them, for all we know that he could have been instructing them.
For all we
But I
know,
mean-
the wild creatures that attack everything that isn't them.
Yeah, that isn't them. You two can conjure different animals. All we'd have to do is send them out of the portal, cause a bit of a ruckus, and they go off and chase. They could possibly go off and chase those. I could leave Barkley out of the portal as well to scout. And as soon as they're gone, we can hop out with everything. I sketch up the portal real quick. He lets us know when they're turning back, and we get out of here.
Something else to consider would be coming out of the portal at night time this time, wouldn't we? That's a question for the DM as much as anything else.
Given the if you take your 8-hour rest just now, hours, that would be 6 hours left. Yeah, you'd be pushing around 1 a.m, so it would be like quite dark. Very, very early morning.
And a pass without trace spell, or even an invisibility spell, and we could just sneak away into the night.
They may
Where-
not even be waiting for us. Again. All in all, I think our plan's rather solid, particularly getting this stuff to Silverdrake Keep. They're going to have all the time in the world to research it, rather than just hurrying like we are.
Mhm.
Let's
I mean,
maybe have all of our bases covered. Let's go with conjuring the animals. The quicker, the better. Hope that that causes sufficient distraction. Disguise ourselves, hide ourselves as best we can, and get out of here.
So invisibility works, but there's, I believe, some creatures have like a true sight ability. Does that mean you can see us when we're invisible?
Mechanically speaking, like game mechanic wise, yes. That is exactly what that is. Something with true sight can see creatures that are invisible.
Yeah, we don't even know how these things see or anything. You know, they might.
I think we have notes here.
Yeah, they might detect our smell. They might have really fine hearing. Well, you've got his notes there, but what does it say? How does
I'd have to look them over, and besides, I need to rest anyway for 8 hours before I can have my rotation circle, prepared and ready. So because I have it in my spell book, I just don't have it prepared.
Coralina, would you mind handing me the
mean,
information regarding the teleportation?
Technically, that's not true.
Huh?
Oh, I can also switch them out due to arcane recovery.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You take a short rest. Technically, you can
But I
recover a
don't-
7th level spell slot and use plane shift. That would only be 20 minutes.
But I can't plane shift because I don't have a forked rod attuned to the prime material.
But you know the teleportation circle. It does.
But-
The spell specifically states you don't need the circle. Alternatively, if you know the sigil sequence of a teleportation circle on another plane of existence, the spell can take you to that circle. It's only
Okay,
if you're
if you
trying,
roll it like that.
if you're trying to get to. So before, when you were trying to play, when you considered plane shifting to the prime material, it was just to get you back to the prime material. You never strictly specifically stated, I want to get to this teleportation circle. That's why I didn't let you do it before.
Yep.
Reading your spells is an amazing thing because it says there,
Yep.
as long as you know the teleportation circle and you know the rune sequence, you can go there.
Well, better news, I can take an arcane recovery.
What is that? For those of us that don't know, I gesture around as if it isn't me.
It's basically I could sit down, rest for a little bit, flip over and review my spell book, and have some other things ready to go for us.
Oh, I see. Spell preparation without the need for a long rest.
You can call it that, yeah.
Is that necessary?
If you want to be able to get back to Silverdrake, yes.
Were we going to have a long rest anyway?
I assumed we would anyway.
Yeah, I mean, do we need to go outside for you to cast this spell? Or can you do it from the mansion?
It would work better if we're outside.
Oh. Well, outside.
Let's take
Outside of the
rest we
portal.
need. I think the distraction we can cause between you and myself, Neftari, should buy us enough time for Coralina to unleash the spell.
I have hardly any spell slots left. I don't think we can conjure any animals.
So,
It's all right. We'll
No, not
rest
right
before we
now,
do anything.
But, well, yeah, not right now, but like rest for 8 hours. And then when it's dark, we can cause the distraction because, you guys, I don't know, bats, cats, or whatever. Get them to cause noise, run them off. They'll go chase, and then I'll have enough time to fire off plane shift, head back to Silverdrake.
Coralina, would it be possible for me to assist, or is that something only you can do, given it's magic orientated?
I don't want to bore you and or confuse you with very in-depth explanations of arcane theory, so I'm gonna say no.
Oh, I have centuries ahead of me. Please go on.
We don't have that kind.
Okay. So it's a no.
For now, yes, it's a
So
no.
you're saying I have a chance.
I'll recommend some reading material. You watch, Temple's gonna take one level in wizard.
This is fascinating. Blast.
Don't think Temple has the intelligence to multi-class in a wizard. Not gonna
No, the
lie.
intelligence stat is not great. I can be a good detective if that's a class. -1 intelligence.
Yeah, I think you need a minimum intelligence score of 13 to multi-class.
If there are any strength-based wizard skills, though, like throwing a rock, I do pretty good at them. Conjure rock, and I just lift something out of the ground.
Anyway, we can at least get a when I can light search / reading, and we can try to, I guess, relax after battle.
Yes, relax. As Temple looks down at the steel predator.
Well, I mean, you can put it in a locked room. I can make a locked room.
Oh, that was much more boring than what I was going to do.
I mean,
I
if you
was
want to
thinking-
chain it up, I can do that too.
We can do that within the place.
Was that you going to cut
Off
it
to
out?
the left. Hmm?
Cool. I'm going to go chain that up, DM, and I'm going to rest with my foot on its head and axe underneath its neck. While reading. It's lovely being a warforged.
Would it be easier to carry if we cut it up and, made it into some convenient sized packages? I mean, I could put a package in my pocket.
No. Deconstructing parts of this creature may jeopardize our ability to assess it. It needs carefully deconstructing like a machine. You can't simply chop my head off and put it back together. There's a very complex set of things, probably.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I could take it apart in a way that would probably.
While I have no doubt that you'd be better than any of us at an autopsy, even
There are
of a
plenty out there for
machine.
you to practice on.
Yes. Ding.
Oh, look, that's my thing. I disassemble bodies and.
With
But
your
it
mouth.
needs carefully doing while notes are taken in a readable font, carefully. This is something for the philosophers of the day. DM, are scientists called philosophers in this universe, or are they called scientists? Oh, you called them philosophers.
Scientists are scientists and philosophers are philosophers.
I know, but like a long time ago, when we didn't really have an understanding of science, it was just called philosophy. Like they were sort of lumped into the same thing.
In this
No. Try to explain how the philosophers ask how.
I understand the difference, but back then, our word for scientist included the word philosopher. I think it had something else in front of it. Like that's just what
an
you call
astronomical
people, but
philosopher, yeah. Like astronomy wasn't. Yeah, astronomy wasn't a thing. It'd be like an astronomical philosopher or something like that.
About the alchemists and. Wouldn't it?
I would say you'd be philosophers more than anything, like because science really isn't a thing in this world. It's more.
Well,
It's
people who
like
practice what we as modern people would call science had a different name, and that's trying the word I'm trying to come out with here, which I'm sure was just philosopher, even though we as modern people know the difference between philosophy.
Basically. Oh, sorry, I've gone itch on my foot. Yeah, basically, it'd be philosophy.
And now I just feel like if I just said scientist, no one would have batted an eyelid anyway. So.
Nope. But anyway, yes. 8 hours of rest. Get cleaned up. Relax a little bit. I'll flip through my book and think about doing reading.
and I'm off to the dungeon.
We have it.
A summoned dungeon with chains. Not an Neftari dungeon.
I mean, there's probably chains in that one too. But different.
Probably. And whips. Maybe a ball gag or two.
It's incredible how you humans sometimes take pleasure from such things.
I'm going down to the dungeon too. This could just be my first steps on the road to becoming a master necromancer. This could be my first autopsy.
Understanding the workings of the human body, okay, but definitely not necromancy. That's not good in my books.
Okay, well, whatever that demon was doing, he was building these things. What do they call him?
Well, he's a demon, but I suppose he
An
constructs
inventor?
things. An inventor?
This could be my first steps on the road to becoming a master inventor.
By all means, if you learn the skills to create these creatures in such a way that they can fight for us, that would be quite incredible. But I'd imagine this demon has a couple more years on you of experience of this kind of thing. It doesn't seem like an easily attainable skill. I mean, we only found out what those shooting the crossbows without the arms to shoot the balls. We only found out what they were a long time ago, and this seems a lot more complex.
Well, it's going to be a bit of it to start taking apart.
Look, let's take the completed creature to Silver Drake first, our dragon friends, and Kenjor, and maybe even Blacksmith Man. Well, I checked my notes. Maybe they might be able to
Sadok.
understand it. And between Sadok and everyone else, give Kenjor the best chance of survival and perhaps even a cure to whatever this is that he has. Or even a weapon we could use against Kenjor. Or if Kenjor uses these creatures, goodness forbid it, maybe we'd understand their weaknesses better. Know of a chemical compound that could shut down the source of fuel. Who knows? The possibilities are endless.
Just want to cut something up.
Maybe someone could summon you a steak, and you could cut that up and eat that. Maybe.
That's all right. I mean, there's always, I'm going to gesture towards the entrance to the mansion.
Yeah, actually, it's supper time. The try will head off to find food. Bloody steak, which he will cut up and imagine he was doing an autopsy on it.
So,
Cow.
are you going outside or are you staying inside the mansion?
They're staying inside the mansion. They can imagine a banquet hall, can't they? So
Yeah, very much so.
the servants fetching plates of meat and
All right, no problem. Corleona, what do you want to do?
I already pinged about it. I am immediately upstairs to get cleaned up, and then do some light reading, spellbook study. Probably a lot of bed reading.
Okay, and is this arcane recovery or long rest?
It'll be long rest.
Long rest. All right, cool. Temple, you're going to go in your sentry's rest. Axe under the head, foot on neck while reading a book, right?
If this thing suddenly comes alive, I am more than in a
Just curb
a
stomp
dominant
onto
position.
axe.
or something like that. Yeah, but I will be reading more of the dragon language book.
Yep.
I don't know how much, if any, I've got left to do.
Let's take a quick look here.
I've got 33 hours recorded.
I'd say with this, you'd be able to get your 6 hours from your long rest in. You would just need another hour on top of that, really, to
I would normally wait a whole 8 hours till everyone's awake anyway, unless
So
there was
then,
a
yeah.
specific reason to stop.
Then we'll go ahead and refresh your character sheet, please.
Okie dokie.
As I've gone ahead and applied the Draconic language into your proficiencies. You now understand and can speak Draconic.
Yay!
I have completely fucked up the ruling on how to learn a language, by the way. I'm just going to point that out. But we're too far into it now. Two people have now learned Draconic in this very very, very, very quick and extremely unbalanced way. But
especially given that I can do it in my quote-unquote sleep. So
Yeah.
what is the actual rule in case I want to learn another, which I was thinking of doing, but at the same time thinking of not doing because it feels a bit cheesy, because that did seem overpowered.
hold on a second. I think it's either in the DMG or
It makes sense for Temple to be reading a book at all times while asleep. So the intention is, even if they're not a skill-based book, just for knowledge's sake. I don't know.
Essentially, I think it's like it takes like 2 years or something like that worth of practice to learn a new language. I'm not sure if it's in the DMG or the PHP. Let me take a quick look, see here. JKL. Languages 123, 125. Nope, it doesn't say anything about learning a language there. Too far back. Or page 17, apparently. I think it'll be in the DMG. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, probably. I almost knocked over my drink. I need to figure out what the actual ruling is here anyway. So, if you want, you can just quickly go ahead and take a quick break here if you would like. 5-10 minute break quickly. Go grab yourself a drink, something to eat. David's already fucked off, so.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll take this time.
Yes,
He's coming back, so we'll take this time a quick time to take a quick break. I can try and figure out where the fuck this is, and I think it's in the DMG. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll quickly go AFK, get something to eat, something or drink, bio break, go to the bathroom and stuff, and we will continue on in about 10 minutes or so.
Sounds
See you in a
good.
minute.
All right, cool. We'll be back then. We'll unmute and undeafen and come back as we are all back. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
So, everyone on your character sheets, go ahead and apply your long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure everyone is long rested and ready to go.
Yep.
And yeah, you wake up in the evening, early morning of the within the Magnificent Mansion. Can't really tell the time because you're in an extra dimensional space. You would have 6 remaining hours within the Magnificent Mansion to do whatever you would like.
I want to think Coralina had all the notes spread out on the bed, and then Tari just comes in, just lifts the duvet a little bit, shifts it all over to her side, gets in.
Just
It's like with the laundry.
Wait, hold on. People shift the laundry off the bed. I'm the kind of guy that's just like, oh, there's a nicely folded pile of laundry on my bed. Woof. Yeah, and that nice, clean, folded, ironed laundry is on the floor. Right, I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I mean, like, shifted it over towards Wizard. All right,
I'm
that's a big
done
enough
with
spot for me
rats.
to lay down in.
Confession time for me. Dirty pile, clean pile. That is it for clothing.
I mean, who doesn't do that?
Yeah.
Who doesn't just have a pile of that's the clean stuff there, that's the dirty stuff there?
Do you ever blend your piles by mistake and you're like, oh shit?
I would
you
be
gotta watch
lying if I
everything.
said no. Like I'll just take all the stuff and be like, right, that is the clean pile over there, and then I'll take off like off my socks or something in my house, and just like I'll yeet them off to the side, and then just look over and be like, is that the clean pile or? Well, it's the dirty pile now, and then I'll probably rewash something like 12 times. Anyway, getting back to the game and not staying off topic, what is the plan?
Cue
Wake up.
tense music.
Put papers back in bag of holding. Should
Yeah,
look
this
at
is the part where
Rachel
you
now,
actually
okay?
tell me what you guys are planning on doing going forward.
I think, are we going with the original plan of the distracting animals?
Does anyone have a spell that will make a creature really angry and chase a specific animal?
No, but I can give the animals that I conjure in order to antagonize those steel predators.
Cool.
What
I
if
suppose I could.
what if they're not actually out there looking at the mansion waiting to attack, and we've just gone back into the cave to guard that? It was 8 hours ago.
Maybe.
Say I particularly want to go back in there, but still aware that the reason we came here was to dispatch that demon, and we've not come close.
Well, I mean, unless we want to wait around for him back, we've gotten results. So
The demon can die any time, but this might be our only chance to get this thing and the notes associated with it to people that need it. So let's do what we were going to do last time, but this time with a more focus, and just summon a heckload of all the things. Maybe they won't be literally nose at the portal entrance waiting for us. That would be funny and terrible. Maybe I should swing my axe wildly as I leave.
We can send out Sir Bradley again to scout out what's going on.
yep.
Just Sir Barkley pokes his nose through. Claw. Nope, we're not going out.
But yeah, I could send Barkley out to scout again.
They would have no idea where we are, and we don't even know that they know definitely where the portal is, or if it was even a mansion portal and not just another means of escape. So we could just be worrying
I can make
about
this thing
nothing.
visible and invisible. I tend to default it to invisible for all in.
And we just for all they know, we went invisible.
Basically,
So
send Barkley out to scout DM.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
absolutely.
Actually,
Temple salutes the bed as it leaves.
good idea. Before Sir Bradley comes out, I could turn him invisible, but then will he still be invisible on the other side of the dimension door that lets us into the magic mansion? That's the question.
You don't know, unfortunately, because it is a you're casting a spell. One, you don't know if it'll actually work. Like I was explaining before, with casting spells in the extra dimensional space, that is the Magnificent Mansion. And two, because your spell is actually crossing to technically a different plane of existence, you don't know if you'll be able to actually maintain concentration on that spell across to a different plane of existence. You can always try, but you don't know.
Maybe I should make myself invisible, and I should try going outside and seeing, whether the creatures can actually see me.
I'll keep
Well,
the,
good luck, Sir
conjuring
Barkley.
mechanism back up, shall I?
Say that again, Victorious.
I'll keep the conjuring of animals in reserve as backup if they do see you.
So who's going out? We sending Barkley out, or Nethtar, you going to cast invisibility on yourself and go out?
Yeah, I'll cast second level invisibility on myself and also poke my head out.
All right, cool.
I'll
Well.
send Barkley out to swoop and scout.
As you cast invisibility on yourself,
Just his head floating. Just Natari's head.
second level invisibility. As you cast the spell upon yourself, you all watch as Nethari begins to fade out of existence, essentially, his form becoming completely incorporeal and then vanishing before there's a... And you're visible again. Expend the spell slot, you failed. You're casting a spell within an extra dimensional space. As I explained before, you have a 50-50 chance of it failing, and you failed. It didn't work. That's why the out of game. This is why everything worked the last time you did this, because you were preparing to cast the spell. It has having a cast time of 10 minutes or 1 minute isn't the same thing as casting something instantly as an action. Like the way I see it is, if something has a minute cast time, it is like you are reciting an arcane ritual using the material components and doing the somatic gestures during the cast time, and then you release that spell at the end of the cast time. So there's no bill, you are manipulating the weave as you go, but it's ultimately that final exertion to actually finish casting the spell. And you did that while you were on the prime material because you stepped through the portal and did that, so you can complete the ritual and finish the manipulation of the weave. Here in the portal, in the Magnificent Mansion, if you did that and then if you did everything and then stepped through, you would be in the same boat with a 50-50 chance to fail. And it's with any spell, not even cantrips, will have a chance to fail. So you, with your invisibility, you spend a few moments, start casting it on yourself. You begin to phase out of visibility on the light spectrum, and then you're visible once again as the spell fails to take hold.
Okay, so I guess we can't all pop out there invisible.
You
Probably.
could try again, but we may just be blowing through all of your spell slots.
Yeah, we might need those spell slots if those creatures are out there. Send Sir Barkley to his death.
Barkley just kind of is still on your shoulder, just kind of looks over to you like, you're not going to send me to my death, are you, my lady?
I wouldn't send you in a scenario where it's 100% like that you would die. No, I have a little bit more respect for you than that.
A little.
I also anticipate that you're not going to be stupid.
I'm not like him, no. But a little.
Keep a high altitude.
The portal is on the ground, my lady.
No, swoop out. Gain altitude. Circle around.
If this is as painful as the last time, I'm going to pack you.
Okay.
And without another word, he takes off from your shoulder and swoops through the exit to the Magnificent Mansion and disappears.
as he leaves, saying Primordial, you know, next time I can just send Neftari. Bitch.
Takes about 5 minutes before you see a plume of brown come through the portal, loose feathers scattering all over the place. Victorious and Corley, you just hear Barclay, flying through, going, "Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!" He drops down on the floor, sliding along on his belly for a few feet. Just, there's so many of them. I almost died.
How many?
7, 8. I wasn't keeping count. There was just a lot of teeth.
Plane shift it is. Alright, don't matter. I can't understand him. Forget I said that.
Yeah, okay, so the faster approach is going to be necessary. Thank you, Barkley.
You poor bird. You need healing. Temple approaches both arms out like this.
Oh boy, what is it doing?
He is
Nope.
assistance.
Hops up and flies up onto your shoulder, Corlina. Before, as you're about to say whatever it is you're about to say next, you feel a very abrupt, sharp pain in your cheek as Barclay pecks you. Deserved. How dare you?
You're dismissed.
Gone. A plume of brown feathers. Barclay disappears.
Oh, he gave you a kiss.
No.
As a very small trickle of blood comes down Corlina's cheek.
Do you want some healing on that?
Can I lay on hands 1 HP like ET? Just
I
touch.
mean, I wouldn't even expend a point. It's not even a point of damage. It was literally just like a nip to the cheek. So you could just basically go, boop, and heal.
Just hand, finger glowing. Do I hit the spot? Or
Sure.
accidentally hit Coralina's nose.
No, it's just like, poke in the eyeball. Like,
Stop damaging the wizard!
I'm
Yeah,
healing the lizard.
please.
And to clarify,
lizard.
Right
Healing the lizard. Yes, you said lizard, not wizard.
So, I take it Cervantes' report wasn't positive then.
There's 7 of them, or 8. He just
Oh.
remembers a lot of teeth.
Right, I
well,
guess,
we're in a predicament.
yes, I guess he's a bit pissed off about us stealing his stuff.
I've got
Just
it.
a
I
bit.
will lay down my life so you can all get away.
Or we could go with the idea of conjuring animals, causing a distraction for the predators, and then we get the hell out of here with plane shift.
Illusion magic, so that the circus music. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. So wonderful.
I'm not sure I can do both temple, but I'll give it a try.
Right. We're not going to have too much time left with this.
Again, I
We're gonna
feel
do
like
it, we're
we've
gonna
done
do
this
it soon.
before.
Yeah, except there's 7 of them. But last time there was 4, this time it's 7.
This episode's going to have the same title as the last one. Just with 2 written on the end.
There and back again.
But no,
There,
we almost
there and
last
back
time.
again. Like, I don't know how I'd say that.
it's-
There and back
DM,
again.
You've done the same strategy as the Empire. Death Star didn't work. Well,
Death
just
Star
do a bigger
2.
Death Star.
And
Bigger
name it
Star.
Death Star 2. Why not? I mean,
Much
it
better.
worked. Much better than Star Killer Base. That's for fucking sure.
Or just strapping a Death Star powered gun to the bottom of 1,000,000 Imperial thingies.
Yeah,
Anyway, that
like
was
Final
Phantom
Order battleships.
That was our weekly Star Wars tangent. Now for your regularly scheduled.
Well,
D&D.
weekly Star Wars sequel trilogy tangent because it sucks. Anyway,
So yeah, we should probably you two should probably conjure animals. I can get working plane shift. However, like I said, probably be best if we step outside, so sure it works. So yeah.
Okay, here goes nothing.
Don't forget, even if we conjure animals, they could do that roar, and I'd break concentration, and the animals would disappear.
Then don't get roared at. Stand close to me so that you are emboldened. Should they roar at you? That's my law-friendly way of saying +1 to saving for us.
+1's +1.
So, yeah, So yeah,
Alright.
you guys can, as soon as we step out, you guys do that, and then join hands with me as soon as possible.
Yeah, what about turning us invisible as well? If we come to the animals, I won't be able to turn those invisible.
Well, we only need so many for a distraction, so
Just remember that your first turn is the physical casting of the pre-prepared spell. So if you did any invisibility, it'd have to be on the second turn,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know
Well,
what
I
we're
mean-
going to be doing when we get out there.
it's only I only take 6 seconds to cast plane shift. So if we want to just hop out, already joined hands, I can get us right going. So
Okay.
All go together then.
right,
So we are doing animals, and then we plane shift. Or
That's
we are
fine.
doing animals, we try to teleport if we can
how
get
long
rid
does
of
it
them
take you to
all.
conjure
If
animals?
we can't get rid of them all, plane shift. Plane shift is a backup plan, right?
No, plane shift is the main plan
Oh,
because
Cool.
I don't think you guys want to sit there while I draw on the ground for a minute.
Yeah, we don't really have a backup plan here.
the backup plan is get back in the mansion
Yeah.
and do this all over again.
So,
So should we one at a time say what we're gonna do?
Yeah. So,
I will
we'll
cast Column of Horse. That's one horse for those who are not in the know. And I will do my cast as I leave.
you're
Kenshi. Yeah.
find steed, yeah.
Column of Horse. Yeah. It's not
Cell.
a wall. It's just one.
It's cell. Then it's a cell of horse.
What of horse?
A cell, because it's not a column or a row. So the one single block in the sheet would be a cell. So it would be a cell of horse.
Real column is more analogous to wall.
Or fine, it's a brick of horse.
It's a big brick.
It's a very big brick. All right,
Item
so
of horse.
brick of horse from Temple. Victorless, what are you doing?
I'll be summoning as many giant bats as I can, and telling them to attack the steel predators and run.
All right, so giant bats are what? Your 1/2?
Quarter.
It's going to be at most tokens on a
War.
battlefield award.
Yeah, giant bat, 1/4. So 1/4, you can summon 8 of them.
Yeah. A cloud of them, if you will.
I am the knight.
Okay. You're not Batman. Netari, what are you doing?
I will conjure 8 large
Bats.
horses.
8 large horses. Cool.
Draft horses. It's quarter challenge rating.
8 draft horses. And your plan is to just send them all, like you're ordering them all to scatter and distract.
Wall of horse to hopefully be between us and the creatures.
Okay. And Vic, what are you doing with your bats? Scatter and distract, or
Yeah, I want them to get right up in the predators' faces first, and then try to flee.
all right?
chase them away.
And Coralina, you're going to step out and plane shift them, I'm assuming, yeah?
Yep. As soon as they all join hands, yep.
All right, cool. What's the cast time? It's an action, so that'll be the same. And fine speed is 10 minutes. So 9 minutes and 54 seconds go by as you wait as Temple spends the 10 minutes preparing the your fine steed spell for Kenshi.
Yep.
In those last 6 seconds, you all step through, releasing your prepared spells. A wall of conjured draft horses appears before you all and takes like a single solitary step forward, and I can't really like this, like that. The telltale sound from like a war movies where everyone takes that unified step forward and draws their swords and shit together, kind of like that. Just step forward. Victorious, you release your giant bats into like a plume of black smoke in the air as they all scatter and start swooping around. Corlina, and you step out and you're with your eyes glowing a vibrant blue color as you're preparing to cast your plane shift, and as you glance around, there's nothing.
Awesome. Let's go.
There's nothing there.
Let's go now, please.
So expend your spell slots. Sorry, Temple. Yeah, you're Kenshi. Your Warforged metallic horse is there in amongst the wall of horses as
Hands
well.
down,
I will
please.
say. But yeah, there is nothing there at all.
Hands down, please.
Before I hold anyone's hand, am I right in saying the venom on this fingertip on my left hand has dissipated and gone?
Yes.
Or do I wipe this on my cape? Right, okay.
It's gone. So it's not like you're probably not going to like infect anyone with the.
Temple needs to wash his damn hands.
Are you guys holding hands for the plane shift?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
Alright.
Muttering under my breath, goddamn bird.
As it dawns on Victorious that Barclay fucking lied to you all. Alright, where are you going, Corlina?
Silver Drake.
The Silver Drake. Cool. I'll bop you over to here. And take the map over as well. There we go.
DM.
Yes.
I must appease to your sensibilities. Did I have a steel predator over my shoulder? That was the whole plan, but I didn't specify to you.
No, I'm going to be that kind of cunt and say you left everything behind. No, of course you have the fucking steel predator over your shoulder. I don't think you'd be dense enough to leave something as like that important behind. So I'm going to say
No, I would.
you would, yes, but Temple wouldn't be dense enough to leave something so important behind. So yes, you have this predator over your shoulders.
We left the
Oh,
horses
no.
in the mansion.
Yep. It's okay. They're fine. They're horses, right? They're animals. They'll survive, right?
They're all sat around the campfire now, just having a great time.
No, in
So,
about
how long have you been here, Kenshi?
actually in what would it be in about 6 hours time, when the Magnificent Mansion spell ends, they will be violently ejected from the portal.
DM.
You don't know
It's
what's
much
going to happen
funnier.
to them.
It's much funnier to assume they'd be extruded like Play-Doh. Just
Just no, they are violently ejected from the portal. Think of it like kind of like if you got the old tubes of paint, or like the tubes of paint that artists get for their palette, put it on the floor and then stamp on it. It just out. It is basically like that, except not as liquidy. It's
just hit some
chunks.
steel predator that's just having a look
It's tossed
around.
out like Patrick Swayze style from Roadhouse.
Yeah, basically. But anyway, the plane shift has taken effect. You guys are now just outside the Silverdrake Keep, before the main entrance. The door is currently closed.
Yes, where have we
is-
teleported? That's a bit unusual to be there, or is this spell working a different way?
I was fixed to say with plane shift, usually went there, we popped like right in the center. I know because I had spears pointed at me.
I have a specific note as well that says the teleportation cycle is in the center of the Grand Hall, but there is another one outside.
There is another one outside, and the rune code that Kayla got, Corlina, that you got, was the one for outside. The ones that you guys used initially from Denfasari got you guys back into the Grand Hall. The one that Corlina has should be the one for outside.
Okay.
Because
Alright,
the
You have a
well, I
pendant with
got it
written
from
on.
Temple, so I thought it'd be inside.
Yeah.
No, that's actually true. Sorry, I'm getting my own notes mixed up here. Let me just double check something here. Yes, sorry, that is my mistake. It is for the one that's inside the. Well, it's not in the Grand Hall. It's in like the in the center of the entrance hall, because the Grand Hall is used for dining and stuff like that, and so essentially you'd like dump down in the middle of like tables and potentially disrupt people eating their breakfast and dinner and stuff if you were to do that at that time zone. So no, it's in the middle of the main hall as you're ported in.
Are they gonna be less fidgety when that I've come here before?
Say that again, sorry?
Are they gonna be a little less fidgety and less sword pointy at me?
You would figure. And as you teleport in, you do see that a lot of the Dragon Guard that are there do immediately, like, instinctively reach for their weapons, hands on hilt, and like half draw their blades from their sheaths before realization and recognition sinks in that it is the four of you. They do give you a slow nod before they resheathe their weapons and just stand at attention. You're not being aggressed upon at this time.
Yay!
However, looking outside, it is like very late at night. So what do you guys do?
Well, we can get these to Jakar. Possibly.
I'd rather not have him wake up with it next to him in his bed. Be quite disturbing.
Do you want to show Zane and Ramon? I guess. I'm up.
Do I know the sleeping schedules of a dragon? Do I know if they'd be asleep on a 24-hour cycle, or they'd just...
Typically speaking, you know, they do have a... they may not need as much sleep as humanoids, but they do sleep at night. They're not nocturnal. So...
Right.
There's a solid chance that Zane and Ramon and Ados are all asleep at this present moment in time.
I'm going to take this, what's left of this creature, down to one of these cells below the main hall, just to keep it in a contained area away from civilian eyes. I suppose I'll also get a table and chairs and maybe set it up as a work area in case potentially that's where it will be worked on, not otherwise taken to someone's room. Perhaps Sadok is awake at this late hour. If he is, maybe he'll want to look. If I hear him banging away.
Who's Sadok?
Yeah.
Sadok is the blacksmith dwarf. Coralina might not know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was in character.
That was
Sadok
character.
is the blacksmith of the keep. He can help you out with any arms or armor you might need. And I think he has been known to work late. But nonetheless, I'll be passing his general vicinity when I go down to the cells, which are through X-described door in the main hall.
Through the direction that you guys are facing as you look up the you're looking towards the spiral staircase that leads up to the hallways leading to like the residential area to Clara and Jacaz. You look to your left to an ornate like dark wood and metal reinforced door which leads to the dungeons.
There are 9 cells down there, and they're solitary confinement cells, so just keep that in your mind in case we ever need to arrest someone and bring them here. But for now, one of those cells will be occupied by a friend here, possibly for deconstruction. I'll get on that right away, and without delay, Temple will do that.
I guess I can, while waiting, I
You're cutting out quite a bit, Kayla.
Sorry, I have to adjust my gains a ton, especially with you.
Yeah.
Me. So I guess I'll look over these diagrams some more and see what more information I can get of them. Now that we're not immediately concerned with dying.
Thanks for getting us out of there. Why do you think so blankly lied?
Well, I have yet to address that. Possibly jealousy. I told him the next time I would just ask you to go instead of.
Okay. Before I have
Never,
mention.
he's never lied to me before, though, so. Odd.
I can see where Temple's going with these bodies, and I want to help cut them up.
I'll not be cutting anything up.
I will.
We'll wait for the appropriate people, for Sadok, Jakar, Ramonth, Zane, everyone who potentially may have expertise of both smithing, given these are made of some sort of metal, alchemy, given that there are liquids involved here, and just general intellect and experience. We may be able to create these. And I'm sorry, Neftari, but there'll be no haphazard assembly today. We'll make you your own.
I'm going to learn how to do it.
Then you can watch, but you will not be disassembling without the approval of whoever we're going to put in charge of this. Whoever Ramonth puts in charge of this. None of your shenanigans today, young man.
I mean, also, if I can get other minds on it as well, I can see if there's some sort of.
Do
I can see if there's some other arcanely proficient individuals that could possibly either teach me or send themselves.
This is, as far as we know, this is something Trogdoran conceived entirely off of his own back, and if that is the case, this is war, and quite frankly, this kind of counterintelligence and reverse engineering is, well, it's the reason people created my ilk so successfully. They had a technological advantage.
I mean, would you guys know of anybody that's proficient enough arcanely? I'm sure Ramonth and Zane have ways to communicate.
There's also Remure. He may know of someone. There's one heck of a library, I've no doubt. That
Who's
place
Remure?
where Remure is the golden dragon. That's
There's
similar
more
to me.
There's more than just Zane and Ramonth.
Yes,
You guys are right.
Romonth's superior, a golden scaled dragon, lives over at Doverheim, one of the northernmost regions
There's
of
always
Akrai.
more of them.
Oh yes, there are a lot more of them. But this one he doesn't take any shit. To excuse my rude language, but he may know better than anyone the years and wise age of a dragon. But it would be not for us to ask Remure. It would be for Ramonth to ask Remure.
Oh. Right.
Peas and carrots.
So, we've got a dead creature. We've come to the
It's never living, to be fair.
True. Failed to kill this demon, and we're back here again.
Does anyone have to know that? And also, where did we get this creature from? Oh, we went to a place where we knew there were steel predators and found more of them, which were set upon us. Barely got back with our lives and found this one. Seems to be mid-construction.
All I'm saying is, wouldn't we be better letting Ramonth know what's happened, what's here, what we've gathered?
Okay, but we should omit certain information, like the names being had of people. Temple Hush's turn, looking around. That was one thing we were supposed to deal with when we got there, but again, we are significantly outmatched in combat against so many creatures. So we set out to do this, and we did it.
Yeah, I mean, I could go off and do.
Anyway, I'm gonna take this downstairs. I suppose we have a few hours to kill. Perhaps one of you could go to check to see if anybody appropriate for the task at hand is awake, and if so, they may wish to look now. Otherwise, we should perhaps wait till morning. I'm just very concerned about how much time Jakar has left. Jakar may be the one who has the most knowledge of all when it comes to this venom and things.
I mean, you go find people. I mean, I kind of know where to find Ka, but blacksmith Sadok, I haven't.
It's okay. I'll be passing Sadok on the way to the cells. It's simply a simple fork in a corridor. I'll hear his blacksmith's hammer, no doubt, passing. I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to assume people are asleep, but if there are any doors open or people hanging out, I would suggest you all do the same, too. Perhaps even just a quick peek, maybe, Victoralis, on Zane and Remure to see if anyone is up there without waking anyone up.
Exactly.
Neftari, perhaps you could go see if Clara or Jakar are awake. You could go see Clara or go with Coralina.
I suppose time's of the essence. Let's all up and try rousing. We just say we've done that, Scott, or what? We'll dash off to go and see who's awake, and what? Meet back in the main hall, or what?
Vic's already on his way up to Ramonth.
Oh, we're all moving. Let's go.
All right. So, sorry, Coralina, who are you going with, or?
I mean, I said that, the only one that important. I don't feel comfortable going by myself to go bother dragons. Let me just put that out there.
Victoralis is going to see the dragons also. So, are you going to go with Vic? Yeah.
No, I'll go and bother.
Alright, you're going to go speak to Jakar.
Mm-hmm.
Temple and Neftari, you guys are going down to the dungeon to.
I'll go rouse somebody else. We're going to try and see who's awake, and just get them. Tell them what we fetch back and come and see.
Sorry, I'm just checking my monster cards because there's something like. I'm trying to find a very specific thing, but I don't.
Can steel predator claws melt steel beam?
No. Absolutely not. That's not the one I'm looking for. Stop it. No, I don't have it. Damn it. I'm gonna have to buy them probably. If they even exist.
I must remember at some point to revisit Doberheim. The library was spectacular.
It was very spectacular. Pop them back up there. Sorry about that. I was checking for a specific monster card, but I don't actually have them. Right, so we will start off with let's see, Victorless. We'll start with you as you make your way through the grand hall, pass through the back door, heading through up the spiral staircase leading to Ramonth and Zane's sleeping quarters. Are you going to knock on the door when you get up there, or you just want to try and
No, I'm not being quiet about anything. I'm just stomping up the stairs and I'm
Just
gonna bang on the door. as soon as
stomp
I get
upstairs
there.
and you wait a few moments and there's a very faint rumble through the floor that you feel in just through your boots before you hear kind of like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, just the dull getting louder and louder closer to you before it suddenly stops. The door opens and there's Ramonth in front of you in his human form. Just yes, Victorless, you have returned.
Yes, we've returned. I'm sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
Our there's a steel predator downstairs in the dungeons. There's a load of information we've brought back. The rest of the party are distributing it amongst the most knowledgeable people in the castle. I just thought might be of use for you to know first, and might stand a chance of saving Jakar's life, or at least advancing the research into what's wrong with him. I assume he's still alive.
He's still alive for the time being, but my question for you is it dead?
Nope, it's not dead.
You brought another random live creature into my keep.
Oh, I thought you meant the demon. No, the creature itself is seemingly dead.
Wait, you didn't kill the demon either?
No, no, we did not. It escaped us.
As far as we can tell, Jakar probably is going to hopefully survive into the morning. I'm not at liberty to go and wake him up at this God's awful hour in the evening. I understand that might save his life, but I would rather him actually get some sleep for once rather than staying awake through the God's forsaking hours in the evening.
Absolutely understood, and I would suggest you yourself return to your rest.
I
don't plan
appreciate
on
that
staying there.
very much so. What I will say is gather your companions. We will talk in the morning. I will gather Jakar and Zedok. And I will see if I can do something to allow Eidos to peek in as well. We will see if we can discover what we can do with this thing. But for the time being...
Eidos?
Yes.
Eidos is my dragon. Well,
Yeah, the Shadow Dragon.
I thought the Shadow Dragon was Zane.
No, Zane's Ramon's son. Zane is the young silver dragon that you guys saved.
Oh, rescued,
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, all that time ago. Yeah, Zane is Ramon's son. Eidos is the Shadow Dragon. Anyway, go try and get some rest. You see Ramon glance over his shoulder. I really hope you didn't wake up Zane. He's grumpier than I am and he doesn't have sleep. I don't want to deal with that. Just very rudely, but gently just closes the door in your face, Victorless. You hear the very soft footfalls that then transition to dull thuds that rumble through the floor as you assume he resumes his draconic form and returns to go and get some sleep.
I shrug my shoulders, nonplussed and fully expecting a response like that. I turn around, and as I'm walking, just check all my equipment and gear and everything, and I make my way back to the teleportation circle.
All right, cool. Temple and Neftari. As you guys make your way down into the dungeon, we're still hefting this. Say that again.
Is Neftari coming with me? I thought Neftari was going with Coralina to where
Actually,
Kayla and Jakar if they're awake. And
Okay,
then
I
I was doing.
Wait, Neftari, I thought you said you were going to go with Temple to potentially dissect this thing. Or did I miss that? You missed that you changed
I
it.
think I wanted to go with him, but he told me to wake everybody else up first.
Okay, so you're going with Coralina to Jakar. Cool, got it. So, Temple, just you by yourself, as you're making your way down into the dungeon, as you glance right to take a look towards where Sadok's smithing room is, you see the doors closed. There is no light being emitted from underneath the door, and it is very silent. It seems that he has probably gone to sleep for the evening before you start continue dragging the Steel Predator through to one of the back cells. Placing it down, you are able to find a nearby strong desk and set it up in the cell so that you can prop the Predator up on it, kind of like a makeshift gurney.
That would be sufficient. I'm going to close the cell. Presumably, there are means with which to lock the cell nearby.
There are keys nearby that you can use to lock the cell in place. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please, just before you're leaving the cell itself. On dirty 20. No, everything seems to be fine as you as you turn around. The Predator's still leaking the viscous black fluid. Turn away, grab the keys, close the cell door, and give it a lock.
Okay, cell, corridor. Is there another cell opposite?
There is.
Is there anything in that cell?
There is not.
No. Okay, then I'm going to stand in front of that door,
Yeah.
the other cell. Turn around.
Century's Rest.
Watching this thing. Yeah.
All right, cool. And lastly, we go to Coralina and Neftari as you guys are making your way up to Jakar's apothecary. Is there anything you're wanting to do beforehand, or are you just making your way straight there?
I guess. There, I mean.
You're cutting out again. Kayla.
Sorry. I mean, I guess it's straight there, I assume. Unless I'm being guided otherwise.
Do we go past Clara's door on the way or anything?
As you would pass, as you make your way up, you would pass Clara's.
Are there any lights on there?
Actually, no. Or would you? I can't remember if Clara's was above, above or below.
I feel like
Below, 'cause
Clara
I
is
teleported above.
Clara's downstairs relative to Jakar, but I don't know if that means she's on a low level or a ground level.
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause I remember you had to you dimension doored out and went up.
That's all I remember.
So yeah, so as you pass by, you will pass by Clara's tannery. Again, just like Temple with Sadok. The door's closed. There's no light emitted, no sounds coming from inside. It does seem it is really late at night, so you barely seen any like refugees wandering through the halls either. It looks to be very sparsely populated with people awake at this present moment in time. It seems that everyone has like battened down and gone to sleep for the evening.
I think it might be like the middle of the night.
Yeah, it probably is.
I mean,
Time differences.
when you look outside the windows, you can see that it is really dark. The moon is quite high in the sky. It is very late at night. There's no thinking about it. You know it's late at night.
Yeah, we just took a long rest. Then come out of the mansion. Then come straight here. So the jet lag is real.
Yeah.
As you wonder what a jet
mean-
is.
Well, I mean the teleportation lag is real.
You get used to it. You get used to it. But I mean, I'm still walking to Shakaz.
As you make your way to Jakaz, you see that there is 2 guards posted outside with what looks to be almost like a very small portal of sorts outside on the opposite side of the hallway, directly across from Jakaz's room. Corleona, you'd recognize this almost instantly. It looks very similar to a portal to Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion. But it
Okay.
looks a little like you're not sure if it's just you or if it just looks really small. Looks the portal itself, like the opening, looks much smaller than the one you created.
Hmm.
But there is a portal just outside. As you approach, the 2 guards kind of glance to you, give you a nod in recognition as to who you both are, and steps aside.
What's with the portal?
No response.
Oh, are they dragonborn?
They are.
Oh, duh. Tongues.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
burn
you-
a spell slot for that.
You cast tongues.
And I ask again, what's with the portal?
No response.
They
they,
sleep.
they don't talk. That's been a thing every single time you've come to Silverdrake. The guards haven't spoken to you. They've never spoken to you.
I'm just rude. I don't care what the workers are doing, apparently.
Can you give me a nod or a shake of the head or something? Is this portal Jakaz?
Shake of head.
Who's okay, that's odd. Is Jakar in his room?
Not.
May I bring something to him? I'm not gonna wake him up.
Not.
He's awake. Do you know what?
The Dragonborn, one of the Dragonborn guards kind of just like looks away and then just gives you a shrug.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. How much of a space is there, like under the door, between like the door and the floor?
It's about half an inch.
Okay, that's fine. You don't even have to bother opening it up. Just like look down.
You said you wanted to talk.
Hand. Netart, you hand.
Gib, hand.
Give.
Okay.
Dimension door.
Dimension door through into Jakaz, or
Yes.
all right, you dimension door.
It is a door.
I went through a door.
You-
I saw the other side.
Expend a 4th level spell slot to dimension door 10 feet forward.
Yes.
Not even 10 feet, 10 inches. It's a door. I've never seen Dimension Door used on a working door before.
Look, I'm already fed up with these guards. Okay.
I would not have
They,
put this on the.
they just
card.
don't speak. You not once have any of you actually tried to speak to the guards. This is the first time you've actually tried to speak to the guards. Since the
really
start of
bad.
this campaign, they have never spoken at all.
I just
Not
a word.
Like
That's
we don't
fine.
care
Boom.
about.
Into the Shikaz.
All right. As
I've
the
commanded two things for me. I think I've commanded them to fetch me a pheasant.
Yeah, but you never asked how they were doing. How's
No.
the wife, Steve? You know, just
no, they're like the
I'm a
fetch
bastard.
the people that you ask to fetch things like wine and stuff like that. There are actual servants that go around, not guards. The servants speak to you. The guards do not. The Dragon Guard have never spoken to you.
come to think of it,
Anyway.
I've had them nod at me before.
They have
But no,
nodded. They have nodded in recognition, but they've never spoken to you ever. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. As the purple doorway snaps into existence before you, and then you essentially take a 10-foot step forward into Jakka's place. Fuck's sake. The portal phase disappears behind you. The place is the apothecary is brimming with bubbling potions, burning cauldrons, mage hands actually stirring the contents of the cauldrons as a lot of different potions are being made. Not any that you may or may not recognize, and not without taking a proper look. As you step forward, you do hear some shuffling from in the back, and a voice mumbling. You can't really hear what's being said, but there is a very feminine voice that is coming from the back.
Do we pick up whatever?
It's mumbles. You can't hear what's being said.
I'm asking Neftari, do we break up whatever?
Ah, okay.
Have you got a lady friend? When he's ill? Perhaps there's a witch here to try and, I don't know, put frogs on his warts or something.
Is that a thing? Is that a euphemism? I hope it's not.
Oh, I don't know what they do when they try to cure people. But that wasn't Jakar.
No. Do we call out? Do we?
We probably should have knocked first.
I mean, you can now. Just gesture to the door behind me.
I knock on the door behind us. Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat.
As you knock on the door, the mumbling does come to a stop. Silence for a few moments before.
Please tell me we find a half-dressed Clara.
No, actually, as you as the the cloth curtain parts, steps out a very familiar looking figure as your old companion, the white-scaled Dragovian, Talar, steps out. She glances over to you all. Oh, it's you. Welcome back, I guess.
It's good to see you too.
What are you doing here?
Notes and research findings for Jakka.
I hope that's the
he's.
same thing as you.
Say that again, Nithra. I missed that completely.
I hope that that's the same reason you're here to help Jakar.
Well, I'm here to help someone. What do you need of him?
How is he? Is he fit to see us?
Not really. No. His sickness is progressing quite quickly.
Well, so you know those steel predator things? Apparently one attacked Chaka a while ago when he was out adventuring, and that's when he got sick. And we ran into more of those. But we got the diagrams, notes that was used in their construction, and we also came back with compounds that were possibly used.
And what do you need of him?
Well, he's an alchemist. We figured he might be able to. Well, he said if we got these things, he might be able to figure out how to make a cure.
So, let me get this straight. You've barged into a sick man's dwelling because he is alchemically trained, so that you can wake him up in the middle of the night to get him to take a look at whatever it is that you found from these steel predators.
That could possibly help him and help him recover, yes.
But you didn't consider going to another alchemist?
We've taught him
Not
how to-
Alchemist!
Any other alchemist, Coralina? Do you not understand how ill he is? It's about this time where you hear just a myriad of like a massive coughing fit from in the back, very violent. She just kind of glances over her shoulders. Whatever it is that you need of him, just put it down somewhere. I'll get him to take a look at it in the morning. Just leave it and get out.
Just going over, taking stuff out of the bag of holding, setting it down. Good to see you haven't changed.
She just sighs and shakes her head as she just abruptly turns around and begins walking away back into the back room.
Corina?
Hmm?
I don't trust her. I think we should keep all the notes and we'll give them to Jakar personally in the morning.
All right. I'll just instead, like, if there's like a blank piece of paper, call for us when you're awake. Then sign it, leave it on the table. The notes and the vials go back in the bag of holding. All right, we'll wait until morning then.
All right. So are you guys going to just retire for the rest of the evening? Try and get another long rest in, get some sleep, and wait for the morning for Jakar to wake up, and well, for everyone to wake up and reconvene for your discussion with the Steel Predator in the morning? Or what's the plan?
I suppose. I mean, that's all we can really do.
The question does go to everyone.
Send you a message about what I'm doing.
Sorry, I'm getting pinged a million times over All right, cool.
But
I'm
like
going
as soon
to-
as
Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say as soon as as soon as that whole exchange is done, Dimension Door back out of the room, and we can go head off to where Neftari has a room set up.
Okay. And so, yeah, we'll say that you are able to return to Nithtar. You are able to lead Coralina back to your own your room that is set aside for you within the keep, if that is your intention to. Excuse me. Retire for the evening in preparation for the investigation tomorrow morning. Temple, what are you planning on doing?
Nip to the library, grab a book on undead if I can find one, and read that while still taking Sentry's Rest in front of the cell where the Steel Predator is.
So, okay. High or low, please.
High.
Unfortunately, there doesn't actually seem to be any books detailing anything about the undead. Most of the information that you see about the undead it's just the same recycled information over and over again about how, like, in not usual means of killing something, it doesn't really work on undead. You have to destroy the brain or remove the head to completely kill an undead. That's
Okay,
really
then
about it.
I'm going to let you choose the book that I find in its stead. Whatever's in there.
Whatever is in there.
Yeah, roll a 1d100 if you have to. I cannot wait. This is what Temple's going to take in for the next 8 hours.
Right, let's
The art
take
of
a look, see
kings
here.
making.
Let's take a look. See here. Huh.
Knitting patterns for beginners.
Wait, whatever it is. And I'll take seriously what's in there.
You find a book. It's called The Final Desires of a Scholar.
Oh, no.
And as you take the book back down into the cells, you begin reading it, and it seems to just be detailing the life of a individual elvish man, starting from as he grows up to middle age for an elf, so like several hundred years old. And for some really weird reason, it goes into a lot of detail about how these elves reproduce.
A Temple would read that as very objective as well. Like, he would not read it in like any... If there's any sexual intent, Temple would not pick up on that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sexual intent. And I will shit you not, I went to dndspeak.com and random book generator, and that's what came up.
Well, Temple is now going to look at Victoralis in a different light.
Yeah, well, here's the information. The book is torn, stained, and charred, and some of the book is illegible. The book is worth 11 gold pieces and has 293 pages.
Are any of the pages stuck together?
As you get through them, yes, some of them are stuck together with
No.
some very strange-looking substance.
Just a badly put together book,
It's glue. Why would they glue the pages together, though? That's weird.
Very strange. Anyway, knowing now about
Right.
how elves do their thing could be useful. I don't know if it'd be useful in combat, but that's the aim here, learn everything you can about potential enemies. I might use information in this book to take down Kenjor. Roll for seduction with advantage because of the book.
I mean, you could certainly try. I'm not gonna stop you.
Like Bugs Bunny now, like when Bugs Bunny turns into sexy Bugs Bunny, like that's
And like seduces Elmer Fudd like over and over again. Yeah, let's go with that. But yeah, you're reading this very interesting book as you get to your century's rest. And Victorless will end tonight's session with you as we get to what you have messaged moi. As you return, are you staying in the Great Hall, or are you going outside with this?
No, I'm familiar with the one outside from where we've been sent to places before, so I understand better how that works.
All right, so you head outside, and like it is a very cool and clear night. As you glance up, there are pinpricks of light of the stars illuminate the sky above you. Almost full, not quite full, but almost full moon hangs overhead. The teleportation circle is there before you. What are you going to try with it?
I'm going to do my best to enter the rune codes for Whitestone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a... Hold on, let me take a look at this actually.
Surely a 1d7.
No. This is going to be a history check first, I guess. Let's see if you can. Actually, I'll say advantage as well. So go ahead and roll again, because you have seen this code being jotted down several times. Let's see if you can recall the rune code from memory. On a 14. Say it takes you about 10-15 minutes of trial and error as you jot the runes down and then look over and realize nope, that's supposed to curve to the right, not to the left. Scribble it out, redraw. No, that's supposed to be a square, not a triangle. And readjust that. No, you take your time correcting some very minor mistakes, but you enter the rune code. Nothing happens immediately. You gonna try anything else, or you just leaving it at that?
Confused now, I realise I don't understand how these things work. I'm gonna check over my
Go
markings
ahead.
again.
Very, very quickly, go ahead and roll me another history check. Be advantage again. $19, or well, 21 total. The last time that a teleportation circle was used like this, that wasn't through the casting of a spell, was when Ramon actually used this teleportation circle to shift you from the Silverdrake Keep up to Umberport. There was a command word. So it does take a little bit more than that. And with your 21, I will say you are able to remember the command word.
Good,
I'm not...
I don't have my note top.
Yeah, I can't even remember it myself. All these, I remember these fine details, but most of the time I don't write them down. I'm a really bad DM, I'm not gonna lie. Notes? What are they?
Didn't even occur to me to copy notepad document over to the laptop when I came here.
Whoops. But yeah, I will say you are able to, like, you do remember the command word. So are you going to try the command word?
Yeah, he's pretty determined at the moment. Vic's having a bit of a crisis, so he'll try it.
Are you standing in the circle or out of it?
He fully has committed to trying to get this teleportation circle to work.
So you're standing in the teleportation circle.
Yep.
All right. You are the command word. There is a flash of white light.
F.
Yeah, everyone press F in chat to pay respect as there's a flash of white light. And as you're kind of temporarily blinded by the intensity of the brightness, and as your eyes readjust, and you blink a few times and glance around, you're in Whitestone.
Awesome.
All right. With that, we are going to call an end to the session there as Split the Party is taken to a whole new level of meaning when someone decides to split to a different continent.
Where's Vic? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, let's go to Abingdale in the center of the ride.
Anyone see Vic this morning? Oh, he's probably sleeping.
He's probably brooding somewhere, like hiding up in rafters somewhere. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fucking planet.
I have some ideas about where Vic may have gone. See, I've been reading this interesting book.
I'm going to go into
Can't see them down the road.
And this
Right.
bit, why do you always cover it up? Has it got a centerfold?
Fuck's sake. Right, so yeah, any comments, questions, concerns? How was that, guys? We have been off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be a massive battle in the middle there, which I was dreading. I was just thinking, I just want to get back to Dragonstone. Oh shit, we're going to get absolutely trounced. And yeah. Yeah, so what, the bird lied? What?
Barclay lied to you all, yes. Because, like, the moment everyone was like the moment he came back in and was like, there's so many of them, all of you immediately, well, Kayla, Adam, you guys just kind of took it on at face value, like, yeah, he's probably telling the truth, and didn't really say much else to it. And then it's like you go outside, like you expend all these spell slots, and it's like there's nothing here. Motherfucker. I'm sorry, I love fucking with you guys. It's fun.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be hectic there.
Forward to getting back to more than one small laptop screen and a decent microphone and a comfy chair to sit in.
Yeah, next week, hopefully, so long as no one like suddenly has like something to do and we have to cancel again. Maybe, who knows? The future's never set. Anyway, hopefully we will be back for next Sunday. If we do have any issues, you guys just ping us on the group chat ASAP so that we can prepare in advance as to if we're going to do something else or if we're just going to or postpone or continue playing or anything like that. But yeah, anything else that anyone wants to add before we call an end to tonight's session and stream?
I'd just like to apologize for splitting the party in that manner at the end of the session.
Oh, you're fine.
Like,
apologise. I'm off to Doha.
like ultimately, splitting the party, yes, it can be a pain in the ass because like now it is going to be a matter of right, what are you guys doing here? Right, on the other side of the planet, what are you doing now? Like it can be a bit of a pain in the arse, but ultimately it's another hurdle that you have to like overcome as a DM. And if you don't get used to people splitting like if you're going to split the party eventually, it's this party getting split up is an inevitability. So don't worry about it, don't stress about it or anything like that. I will be able to deal with it.
Neftari is going to worry about those horses, you know.
You'll
Right.
you'll find out what happens with the horses next time, maybe. The horses that get violently ejected from the fucking magnificent mansion.
Yeah, I mean, what happens if you rent horses and they accidentally get, destroyed, eaten by monsters, or
Have to pay for them.
Pay for it, though.
That was what the contract was that you signed, like when you rented them out. That if the horses are like injured or die during the period of rental, you have to pay to accommodate for that.
how much is a horse worth?
I don't know. I think it's a couple $100 gold.
Oh, it's nothing that we can't afford then.
I mean, Neftari, how much gold do you fucking have on you?
Quite a horsey lot.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, you've got like 30-40 grand on you right now.
Yeah, but Neftari's style is to, try to get away from paying.
Yeah, from paying for anything. I'm well aware of that, but still, like 30 or 40 grand.
Probably something like that.
Kayla, anything from yourself?
No, I'm good.
You sure? You alright?
Yeah.
Evelyn, anything from yourself?
For after stream, yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, anyway, with that, we shall call an end to tonight's session. Thank you very much for tuning in. There will be something else that we will go into in future for interactivity and shit on the stream. I'm getting it set up now, but we'll discuss it as a party and see about what we're doing going forward. But other than that, we hope you've enjoyed your weekend. We hope you enjoyed tonight's session, and thank you for sticking through with us. Remember to continue to adhere to your social distancing. New law in Scotland as of the 10th in shops is not in shopkeepers can't enforce it, but you do have to wear a mask now. So wear your masks because it doesn't hurt you in the long run to wear a mask for 10-15 minutes when you're in a shop. So just wear your fucking masks. Anyway, remember, stay safe, adhere to your social distancing, and as Kayla would say,
Wash your goddamn hands.
exactly, wash your goddamn hands. Anyway, we hope you enjoy your evening, and we will catch you another time. Bye.
Bye.
Uh,